I remember what it was like to have nothing, to wonder when my next meal would be. A lot has changed since then, but no matter what my accomplishments, I always remember where I came from. Jinky and I have always felt like it was our duty and have done our best to give back. But we want to do even more. We want to build more homes, build hospitals, provide scholarship, and expand our efforts into other countries. We don't want to just give people money. We want to give them a better life. That is why we're recruiting you to come alongside and change lives, one investment at a time. There is strength in numbers, and we can do so much more with your help. Think about the difference we can make if everyone does something. Join us as we strive to fight for those less fortunate and spread hope around the world. Thank you.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here in Iowa for the Upstate Racing League Late Model Pro Series fueled by Verge Media Night, and we are going to get to know our drivers here tonight. And on board with me tonight is none other than the absolutely fabulous, the wonderful, the spastastical Kelly Dahl. How you doing out there tonight, Kelly?
I think it's probably the nicest thing you've said to me. Probably the nicest way you've described me, but I'm doing pretty good so far. I'm always looking forward to these guys every year. There's some of the, definitely the best short track drivers around the service, so always looking forward to this season, and they just put on a great show week by week, so hopefully we'll get to learn about some of our guys tonight and see what they've kind of got in store for us this whole season.
Yeah, we're going to have a great night of talking to drivers here tonight, as this is the media night for our Upstate Racing League. And we're going to kick it off here, and we're going to start things off by talking to none other than the driver of the 18 machine, and that is AJ Hamill. And Kelly, we're going to let you fire this off.
AJ, Kelly here. How you doing tonight?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great so far. We've just begun. You're our first driver of the night, and a new season on its way. And really, what's kind of your expectations for the 2019-2020 season?
That is a loaded question. We got lots of changes to URL this year, which anybody who tuned in early, stay tuned for the boss man Al Smith later. He's going to take you through them all. With the way we got our new format with random heat qualifying, or heat lineups, I don't know what to expect. Some weeks are going to be good. We're going to start up front. Some weeks are going to have to do some work, and I got to tell you, some weeks I don't know if we're going to get in the field with the quality depth on this roster.
Yeah, there has been a lot of new additions to the roster. Al's been kind of telling me behind the scenes who we've got coming in, and really it seems pretty loaded this season. Almost seems like we may have the strongest field of any year. And really, what's your kind of thoughts on the field?
That is what it looks like. We've got some big hitters coming back, and my teammates, Chris Stump, Justin McDuff, Steph Marinac on the Empire Racing team. And we got some big hitters coming back from past seasons. Champions Justin Fuller and Brandon Odo. They won the first 4 championships of the league. Cool to have them back this season. And then we got some guys that are coming out of Sarah, and Joe Schaefer Jr., he's here tonight, putting down hot laps already. And might have his teammate too. Cody McCauley coming out of our Dirt Series, he's really fast. It could be a struggle just to get a top 10, to tell you the truth, because in the second group, which I guess is where I put myself, there's about 15 of us, so you're going to have to work for it.
So we're not going to see Cucker go win every single race of the season this time?
No, he's going to try something different, I think, instead or something. So that part will be open, but I mean, we could see Joe do it, we could see Cody do it, could see Fuller do it, you never know. I'm hoping it'll be a little more mixed up with all the top end talent and the random heats, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully keep it interesting.
Well, we've got a long schedule ahead of us, about 16 races, but we're going to be starting this week with Iowa. And what is your kind of thoughts about this racetrack?
Oh, I love Iowa. We kick off every season here. Run a few super late model races in other leagues here and had success. Kind of the same no matter what car you drive. There's little differences, so not too worried about the lap times. It's fun to put one down, but we're going to be solid here for Iowa. But there's going to be so much. Well, again, with the random heats, and on top of that, we're going to need fuel at some point. Pretty sure we can't go all the way with our 22 gallons. So that's going to shake things up too. When do you take it? Do you try to stretch it with some yellows? It could be a lot of fun. Really hoping to get a good draw and get in the show, frankly.
All right, well, you probably should know our format by now and getting towards the end of this interview, so we'll give you the microphone, give you the floor, and who do you wish to thank for really this whole season, your whole operation?
All right, let's start her out with the Empire Racing team again of Chris, Justin, and Steph. Hoping to get all four of us back in the chase. I don't know. That's going to be a tall order, but we'll give it a try. And we'll have Arts Barbershop on the car again this year. That'll be great, all but the throwback race. We'll have a different throwback, obviously. And who else we got? We got SLC on the car. I can't see the car. Verge. Got to thank Verge Currency coming on as the title sponsor. That's pretty cool. Al will be talking a bunch about that. All the league sponsors, a lot of guys step up to make this happen. Go to our website, upstateracingleague.com. Check out the sponsors. They're all listed right on the right side of the screen. Look out for the preview. The season preview is going to be published soon. Everybody should go take a read for that and see what's coming up. And thank you guys for coming back. It's cool to have some continuity up in the booth.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us, AJ. And you say that it's going to be tough, but hopefully we do get to talk to you a few more times throughout the season up in the podium.
I'm hoping so.
All right, so that's AJ Hamill, driver of the number 18, and great to talk to him as always. But now we're going to be moving on. I think KR, you're going to be catching up with Brian Hacker.
Actually, Brian Hacker is not available, so we're going to move on to our next driver. That is the driver of the 20 machine, Justin McDuff. Justin, you got a copy out there tonight?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
Man, oh man, Justin, I'll tell you what, I couldn't be more excited to be out here for this media night as you guys practice here at Iowa. It has been a long off season, and it feels like forever since I have got to talk to somebody as awesome as you are. Justin, how is your night going?
It's going. I'm happy to be back and getting ready for another URL Pro Series here. Looking forward to it. Been working hard to try and get better in the off season, run a lot of laps in the super late model, and it's a new era, so we'll see.
Well, this 20 machine here tonight at Iowa. Right now you find yourself third on the practice chart. What can you tell us, as this is a new era in the Upstate Racing League, fueled by Verge? What are the differences between the late model and the super late model that you are noticing?
I think a few of the big things is there's so much power, so much more power with the super late compared to the pro late. Like if guys make a mistake, you really can capitalize on it a lot more than you could with the regular late model, and it's a lot easier to drive the tires off it. And it's just like you gotta really take care of your stuff and be smart and be conscious of the power that you have compared to the other late model.
Well, Justin, that's for here and now, but we're here for media night. We want to know what you have been doing in the off season.
I actually ran some dirt. I ran a lot of dirt stuff with Al and Brian Hacker and my brother, and with Sarah, and then ramped up with the Racing for a Cause super late model series. They ran a couple series in the spring and then over the summer and the fall, and then I started running the Cup car with NSA, and actually the chase kicks off tomorrow night for that. I'm going to be a part of it, so that'll be fun. And then Thursday night, it's all URL.
Well, Thursday night for the Upstate Racing League, fueled by Verge, and that 20 machine is going to be a contender, I'm sure, as you have always found a way to put that car close to the front anytime I am watching you race. What's it going to take for you this season what can we expect out of you, and how hard do you think this is going to be with the transition to a new car?
Well, first, I think this is probably the most competitive season that we've had. You got whole 3-time Justin Fuller returning. I think Brandon Oto's coming back. He's a 2-time champion, and no slouch. And we got some new guys coming in that are all very competitive. And you got the usual suspects like your Stumps, your Marinaks. Ham always finds a way to be up there in the mix at the end. So I think it's going to be very challenging. It's a whole new car. It's a new learning curve for everybody, and I'm really excited to get going. Myself, I don't know, last season was kind of a surprise for me. We won Iowa, and then it was kind of all downhill from there. And not really, but it was a little disappointing to have such a poor effort in the chase. So I'm hoping to kind of put together a full season and see where the cards fall. It's going to be challenging with random heats and all that fun stuff. So we'll see how it shakes out.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go and get back to practice, any shout outs, thank yous that you haven't given yet? Any special people you feel you need to address?
Yeah, of course. I got to thank you guys. You guys do a great broadcast, and looking forward to having you on the mics for another year. Al, he does a great job, and he puts up with a lot. And, he gives us a great place to race, and it just keeps getting better year after year. And then Arts Barbershop, Cerebral Palsy Foundation, and a new sponsor, the number 20, Rumar Vinyl Designs. He's been a sponsor of the league, and carrying the colors as an associate this year. So looking forward to that.
All right, Justin, man, good luck this season. Thank you for joining us for Media Night, and we hope you have a great season and go get some practice laps in.
Thank you. Have a good night.
That was Justin McDuff, but now, Kelly, I believe you are going to get a chance to talk to Justin Fuller.
Justin, are you there? We got Kelly Dahl here with Turn 3 Race Network.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, perfect. Justin, you're coming back after a bit of a hiatus, and really a lot of things seem to have changed around this league. And what do you think of all the changes coming into this season?
I think it's great. I sound terrible. I lost my voice. When I left a couple years ago, I was a big advocate for switching to this car. But it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing. We had really good racing with the late model, and I kind of agreed with it. Put on good racing, so I change it. But I think it's a great move on their part to swap to this car. I think you'll see some great racing out of it. As far as everything else that they've done in this league since I've been gone, I think they've done a phenomenal job. I think it shows every season. So, I'm just excited to be back and excited to get racing.
Now, looking through the field, there's a lot of different names for us, and I'm sure a lot of these names are new for you as well. But matching yourself up against those drivers, what are your kind of expectations for this season?
Just clean and have fun. That's all I'm here for. Anything more than that is a positive, I guess. So I know there's a lot of guys here that are still racing here for the last time I was part of this league, and some of them guys have gotten a lot better, like McDuff, Justin. He's a lot faster than when he was a couple years ago. So he'll be a threat, and then there's some other guys that are showing up, and Brandon Oto, he's coming back, so he's going to be a lot of competition as well. So I think it's great. It's going to be a tough field. It's not going to be easy, especially with the way they have the heat racing set up. So it's really going to be about taking care of your car, taking care of your tires, and just being there at the end.
Well, we've got 16 races going to 15 different tracks, and out of the whole list that we've got this season, what track are you kind of looking forward to the most?
Let me double check that schedule real quick. Pretty sure New Smyrna is one of them. I know it's the championship race, so that's pretty good. I love Five Flags. I don't know if we go there or not. I got to pull up the schedule right now.
We do in January.
Yeah, all right, we go to Five Flags. I really do. I love Iowa, but I've always ran good here, and I've come close to winning at Upstate here at this track, but I always seem to find a way to not win it. So I'm looking forward to this race. I'm not looking forward to the Milwaukee Mile. The bull ring, I mean, Irwindale's Irwindale. It's a good track too. I've never really raced at the bull ring, so I don't have an opinion there. Martinsville, I love that track too, so we'll see what happens there. I'm not looking forward to Oxford. If I had to guess, other than New Smyrna, my best track is probably Five Flags on the schedule. So we'll look forward to that one more than any of them.
Now it looks like you're looking forward to the midway point of the entire season and kind of the end of the season, and hopefully you will have some good results there as well as a few of the other tracks. But before we let you go, I'm going to kind of give you the microphone here, and who do you wish to thank for helping you get out here every week?
Well, first I want to thank Al Smith and everybody at Upstate Racing League, all the admins, for allowing me to come back and have fun with these guys again. I'm really thankful for them to give me another opportunity to race here. I want to thank Verge for sponsoring this series. Obviously, if it wasn't for them, probably wouldn't have all the cool things we got going on. I want to thank everybody that sponsored us at every single race throughout the season. That's really cool. It's another thing about this league, got a lot of sponsors, different sponsors too. It's not just the same one over and over again. Then I want to thank everybody at Aftermath Motorsports, all my teammates over there. I want to thank Sean Yoder with Nemesis Labs, Jason Eisenhower with SimSweetShop.com, Tim Terry with Tim Terry, Tim's Corner Motorsports, and you guys for putting on the broadcast. I haven't had the pleasure to be in a race with you guys broadcasting, or I've never even watched you guys broadcast. But usually what happens is I drive tractor trailers for a living, so when I'm sitting at the dock, I'll pull up the broadcast the night before and start watching it and skipping through it. So I'll be looking forward to doing that every Friday at work, and we'll go on from there and just hopefully talk to you guys more throughout the season and have a lot of fun.
Well, hopefully we can put on a good show for you to watch on Friday mornings, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can do out on the racetrack this season.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You have a good night as well. So, KR, that is Justin Fuller, one of those guys that has come back after a few years and kind of really is one of the big names to look forward to this season. But I believe you've got someone next. Who's next on our schedule or on our list of names?
I have Joe Schaefer Jr. here for the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge Media Night. And Joe, we see you sitting in pit road. You got a copy there, buddy?
I gotcha.
Joe, welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Welcome to Upstate Racing League. Here tonight, it looks like this is going to be your first season with the Upstate Racing League, so a rookie here with these guys, but maybe not a rookie to this car, as right now you are sitting on top of the speed chart.
Yeah, I've got plenty of laps with this car. I've spent the last several years pretty much running this car full time with Sarah, and I just got to the point where it's time for something new. Heard a lot of good things about Upstate League, and just the conflict of scheduling on Thursday nights. I was never able to participate, and I just kind of decided it was time to give it a shot. All these guys are, a lot of them have raced together for a long time, and they're established, and I'm familiar with a handful of these guys, but not all of them. So it's one of those things where it's a different kind of racing, given how the setups work and given how the track choices are. And I've just been wanting to try it, and I figured now, better time than no better time than now.
Well, Joe, I'll tell you what, we're excited to have you out here for your first season. This is going to be an awesome night. The media night here is set up so that the drivers can introduce themselves. We get to know a little bit about the driver, because when the race season goes on, maybe not everyone gets to make an interview throughout the season. So tonight is your night to shine. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what drives you, what makes you come out and want to join a race here with the Upstate Racing League.
Well, I kind of wanted to, we kind of have the Sarah, between my team, the posse, we kind of have the Sarah League. We got a bunch of guys running that, and I figured me branching out, I get a little bit more exposure to my good friend Drew, who is my sponsor, Epic Media. He's really kind of starting a ground up, it's his business, he made it, and it's everything from marketing, social media marketing, any kind of media, and just I figured any kind of exposure I can get, you know, branching out to a new group of people would be good for him. And it kind of got to the point with Sarah where it started to feel a little bit too much like work. And as a team and personally, had a pretty good deal of success racing with those guys, and I think both this league and Sarah are both very competitive. You know, together it just sucks that the schedules conflict, but I think this will be a good test because especially with the random draws for heat racing to determine your lineup for the feature, and the fact that I can show up and be relatively unknown, show up and race, and maybe take some of that pressure off myself and bring some of the fun back into racing for me.
Well, man, we hope you're going to have fun out there tonight and for this entire season. We look forward to seeing some fresh blood out here with the Upstate Racing League that's fueled by Verge. And I'll tell you, man, I look forward to watching you this season up in the broadcast booth. But before we let you go and move on to the next one, any shout outs, thank yous, people you need to draw attention to that have helped you along with your iRacing?
Just everybody over at the posse, you know, the usual suspects: Spearman, Majeski, Bill Martin, and also Drew with Epic. Drew does a lot to help me out on the side, and I really appreciate his help. And also, you guys, it'd be nice to have some broadcasted racing again.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for joining us and taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys.
That is Joe Schaefer Jr. right now in the 6 car, sitting on top of the speed charts. And guys, we're going to take a break here for a little bit and bring you some more drivers to talk to after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here for the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge Media Night, presented by Austin Designs. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope you all are enjoying the show tonight. But now it's time to move on to our next driver, and that is one John Roulette, who has been caught up with Kelly Dahl. And Kelly, we'll let you take this one away.
Hey John, it's Kelly with the Turn 3 Race Network. Are you there?
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Hey, well, you're one of our many rookies coming in for this the 2019 rookie class, and looking at this field that you've got in front of you, and kind of going off your experience with the approval series, what are you kind of expecting to happen in this season?
Well, I think I have high hopes. In the past, I've run a lot of super late model leagues on iRacing. It's been a while since I've been with a league. I chose Upstate because of my buddies Scott and Cody. Cody ran the Dirt Series last year with you guys and had a lot of fun. I was able to join him and spot him a little bit, but I had to sit out over the winter. I was excited to come on and race with you guys this year. I've had some success in the Cars Tour Series with the Podium Series, as well as a few one-off series. I won a snowball derby race a few years ago, so I'm looking forward to running this series. I'm excited to get on with everybody. I had a lot of fun in the approval series. There's a lot of good, tight racing. Once everybody felt each other out, I thought we ran really well at the end. And yeah, everything looking good, and hoping for a good season.
Well, I know you're not familiar with the old format that we had, but coming into this year, we've got our new heat format. And as a kind of newcomer to the series, what is your kind of thoughts on the random heat qualifying?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. Gave everybody a chance to shake it down, and the fact that you still have the top 5 getting into the feature makes it exciting, because there's a little bit of a race, but at the same time people are not going too hard, and it's not really a one-lap shootout kind of thing. So all in all, it's going to shake out that your fast guys are going to be in the front. I think that's what makes for good racing, giving everybody a chance to fall where they should fall, and it worked out well in the approval series, so I'm looking forward to it in the regular season.
And coming into this season, what's kind of your goal for the season? I mean, you've talked about how you got experience with these other leagues and with this car, but not in this league. But what kind of is your goal for the whole season?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really good guys in here, and there's a lot of speed, a lot of familiar names, but I'd like to say a top 10 in points would be very satisfying for me. Anything better than that's a plus, and that's the base goal, and we'll start there.
All right, John, well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us. But before we let you go, we're going to kind of give you the floor here. And who do you wish to thank, and who kind of helps you get out here every single week and helps you along with these races?
Definitely want to give a shout out to Scott Austin and Austin Designs. Thank you for him for putting together my paint scheme setup for this year, as well as referring me to the league, as well as my friend Cody McCauley and everybody that we had involved with our group over there at 62 Motorsports. And thank you to you guys for everything you do to put this on. I appreciate all the hard work. It's fun when we put the extra effort in, and I appreciate it.
All right, John, thank you very much for coming and talking to us, and hopefully we'll get a bit more familiar with each other as the season goes on, and maybe we'll speak with you a few more times when you reach the podium.
Here's hoping. Have a good night, guys.
All right, so that is John Ouellette, driver of the number 8, another one of our many rookies in the 2019-2020 rookie class. But KR, I think you're going to be catching up with another driver here.
That I am, and that is the driver that pilots the one machine, and that is none other than Jeremy Carpenter. Mr. Carpenter, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yes, I do.
That one machine, I'll tell you what, this is the second season out here with the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge, and I am looking at that black and pink car, and it looks outstanding. Jeremy, how you doing tonight?
Thank you. Not bad. How about you guys?
We're doing wonderful up here in the booth, but man, it looks like that car is set for some racing action for this season in the Upstate Racing League. Tell us a little bit about yourself, as You're getting ready to head around this track here in Iowa, but you're posting up from New York.
Yeah, well, been on iRacing for probably 2 years. Still struggle with. I don't get to play as much as I'd like to. I have a 2-year-old daughter, but also a tech inspector at Devil's Bowl Speedway, so I'm used to getting yelled at, and Al doesn't yell at it too much.
A tech inspector, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, I am a bit of a race car driver myself, been through tech a few times, and I'll tell you, nothing is more nerve-wracking than watching that person running tech give you a go, no-go on the biggest race of the season.
Yeah, sometimes I like to check things when we're not even really looking at it. There's been times where I've taken a flashlight and just looked inside cars and not really looking at them, at anything. But they get pretty nervous.
Well, man, I'll tell you that that's a pretty cool and honorable position to be in at Devil's Bowl Speedway. But for tonight, we're here to talk about the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge. This is your night to tell us a little bit about yourself. What can we expect out of you this season, being your second season with the Upstate Racing League?
Well, I'm just hoping to qualify for every race, because I missed one last year, but I mean, these guys are really, really good. I mean, I am shocked at how good everybody really is, and everybody's really clean. I just hope to qualify for every race and just finish every race.
Well, Jeremy, we did get to watch you last year. Last year we were in the late model. This year we're in the super late model. A little bit more power. What can you tell us? How do you feel this car is different to you? What have you noticed about the changes?
Oh, there's way more power. The old late model seemed to be momentum based, and if you couldn't carry your speed, like if you had to lift just a little bit, you were just losing tenths of a second every lap. This thing is a little more violent, and it seems that you can make time up even if you make a mistake. I seem to like it a lot more. I ran the approval series, and I seem to have better finishes with it.
Well, I can understand that. I'm a bit of a horsepower kind of driver. The more horsepower I have, the better I feel behind the wheel. But I remember watching you last season. It's been a very long off season for the Upstate Racing League. What can you tell us that you have been doing? What have you been up to from the last race last season to tonight?
Mostly just trying to get on here. Like I said, I have a 2-year-old daughter, so even trying to make it Thursday night is it's tough, because I'm on her schedule. The wife tries to make time for me, so I don't get to play as much as I can. I mean, sometimes I show up in time for driver's meeting, and I get 5 laps of practice and try to make it work, but I haven't really updated anything. I still got a 10-year-old wheel and a couple-year-old computer, so I have what I have.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you this season, but before we let you go, any shout-outs or thank yous that you'd like to give?
Yeah, just all my teammates at Devil's Bowl Speedway, and my uncle and my mom at Carpenter's Tax Service for taking care of me this year.
All right, Jeremy, good luck to you this year. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you guys for covering it, and Al and his staff for putting it on.
All right, that is Jeremy Carpenter and Kelly. The night continues on. And I'm going to let you pick who to get to talk to next between Bill Biseller, Dylan Canova, Cody McCauley, or Mark Royer.
Well, let's just go right off the top of the list here, and let's pull up the driver of the number 70 machine, Dylan Canova.
All righty, man, and we'll let you fire it away.
Hey there, Dylan Canova. This is Kelly with the Turn 3 Racing Network. Have you got yours on?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, perfect. Dylan, you're kind of the winner of the best of the rest last season, but coming into this season, new car, new kind of race night format. And do you think you're going to make it to the chase this year?
Oh yeah, I feel like last season was actually a disappointment. I know we had some good runs, but we felt like we left a lot on the table. So I'm really excited for this car. I love this car a lot more than the regular late model.
Well, it's been a very long off season. We've been kind of talking about that all night. It was kind of extended a little bit longer to work with holidays and all of that. But during this long off season, what have you been kind of doing to maybe prepare yourself for this season?
Yeah, I've been racing a lot more of the E-cars and A-cars, just kind of getting used to that horsepower and running a lot more super late model races. And they kind of have this mindset, going to be a lot more aggressive this year.
Well, hopefully with more aggression doesn't come more yellow flags, and you've got a long schedule here, 16 races at 15 different tracks. And out of that whole list, what's kind of your favorite track?
Surprisingly, I think it's gonna be Five Flags. I feel like we've done really well at Five Flags. We were in the summer series, did really well, and outside of the league, been doing really well at Five Flags. So I'd have to go with that.
And on the other side of the coin, is there a track that you're really not looking forward to this season?
I'm kind of torn between two. The ISM, or the Milwaukee Mile. I'm not a fan of the bigger tracks in this car. So it's going to be more of just do the best I can when we show up there.
Well, I think you'll be happy to hear that you're not the first one tonight to say that you're not looking forward to the Milwaukee Mile in 2 weeks' time. But coming up this week, we're racing at the track. They're kind of practicing here tonight, Iowa. And what's kind of your expectations for the season opener?
Last season was good. I think that was our top 5 of the year. Last year, I think that was the only top 5 we had last season. So I guess with that being said, kind of have to be excited to go back here. Best to finish last season, but we'll see how things play out.
Yeah, looking at your stats here, that was the track that you finished best at, and hopefully we'll see you kind of continue that success next week. But we're going to let you go now for tonight. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us. But before we send you on your way, we're going to give you the microphone for a few seconds. And who do you wish to thank for getting you out here this week and every week for the season?
Gotta shout out the guys back at AOD Racing. They helped me a lot when it comes to driving, I guess, for these. We don't do a lot of setup work for these, but it'd have to be probably the biggest help when it comes to figuring these things out.
All right, well, thank you for coming to talk to us here tonight, Dylan, and hopefully we'll hear from you a few more times throughout the length of this season.
Thank you.
All right, that's Dylan Canova, driver of the number 70, last year's best of the rest winner. So he finished the season in 11th in points, and I'm sure he's gunning to go for the chase this year. But passing it back over to KR, I think you pulled a name from the hat. So who are you talking to next?
Well, next we're going to be talking to Bill Biseller. And Bill, you got your ears on, buddy?
I got you, man.
Hi, Bill.
Got ya.
How you doing out there tonight in that 21 machine? Bill, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you, man.
There you are. Hey, man, welcome back to the Upstate Racing League. It's been an off season of a lot of waiting to fire this off, but it looks like you got a new paint scheme on this super late model. Tell us a little bit about this car.
Yeah, so I got Joe Provero Racewear. He does a lot of cool apparel, mostly on the dirt track side, but he does some pavement, short track racing stuff. And then also I got Wisconsin Animal Rescue and Sanctuary. They're really good service. Actually, we just adopted 2 kittens from them, so it's cool to have them on the car too.
Well, 21 machine right now is sitting in 5th place on the speed chart here at Iowa, the opening race for the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge taking place this Thursday. How's your confidence level sitting in 5th place right now?
Not too bad. I think I can pick up like another 10th if I really hustle the car, but I'm just worried about getting a long run in and see what the tires are going to do on a long run, so I'll be there at the end. But I think patience is going to be the key, so I think any of these guys could turn a flat out lap, like like a 0.5 second lap, but it's going to be who's going to be there at the end.
Well, Bill, tonight is your night. We're here to interview all the drivers and get some word in with them. So, Bill, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from La Crosse, Wisconsin. I work at the local airport and been iRacing for about 10 years now and running leagues. Pretty much I don't run a lot of official stuff, just with 2 kids. Don't have a lot of time to test and tune, but it's fun. I really enjoy the competition with the Upstate guys, and they're all really good guys.
Well, Bill, this is going to be your 2nd season with the Upstate Racing League. What can we expect out of you from this season to last?
Hopefully a lot more consistency. I had a few good finishes on the dirt side of things, and kind of learned a lot about patience and not forcing the issue, and actually watching guys like in the real world like Ty Majeski and Steve Carlson and how they kind of pick their moments and when to hustle the car and when to kind of just ride. So that's been really cool to watch and learn from.
All right, Bill. Well, man, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us here. Thank you for joining this practice session. We look forward to seeing you here next Thursday night. But before we let you go, one last time, shout outs, thank yous, anyone you need to draw attention to.
Yeah, I got to say thanks to Joe Provo Raceware, Wisconsin Animal Rescue and Sanctuary, and of course, my car owner, my wife. She lets me do this, so hats off to all them and my kids.
All right, Bill, thank you once again for talking to us, and we look forward to this Thursday night.
Yeah, thanks, man, and thanks to you guys for putting this on.
That is Bill Baseller taking the time to talk to us. And Kelly, we're moving right along, and I believe the next one that you have caught up with is none other than Cody McCauley.
Yeah, Cody McCauley, driver on the number 62. Another one of our 2019 rookie class. Cody, you got yours on?
Yes, sir.
All right, Cody Kelly here from Turn 3 Race Network, and you're one of our many rookies here, kind of a fresh face. And as a newcomer to this league, what is kind of your first impression of the Upstate Racing League?
Very professional. And they got a lot of really fast guys. Going to be tough competition this year, and just look forward to getting out there and tangling with them.
I say that you're a rookie. I should also clarify that you're a rookie to the pavement side. You were kind of one of the guys that ran in the dirt late model pro series, and I believe you actually won that championship there. So, what's kind of the expectation coming to the pavement side? Sorry, from the dirt side, and what kind is your expectation for the season? You thinking it's going to be another good season on the paved side?
Oh yeah, we're going back to back. I mean, no question about it. We've been talking about it a lot and doing a lot of testing in all the different racetracks, and we feel really good about it. Tonight's our worst track, and right now sitting in practice we're top 10. So can't argue with our numbers. We've got a lot of experience on the dirt side, but same time we just got to make laps and bring good cars to the track.
Well, you just mentioned there that Iowa's kind of the worst track for you. What track are you looking forward to on this long schedule here?
Probably Milwaukee. We ran really well there early in the preseason. Liked the racetrack a lot. Kind of had some bad luck there towards the end. We're looking at a top 3 finish, but it was really cool to see Al and the Upstate guys bring something like that back. It's a track that really people forgets even on the service, and it's got a I want to say a lot of character to it. It's slippery, it's grimy, but once it takes rubber, man, that is a bad, fast racetrack, and it makes for some really fun racing.
Well, we're coming in with the super late model this year, upgrading from the regular late model, the pro late model, I suppose. What is kind of your impressions of this new race car?
Oh man, it's bad fast. Car gets down on the bump stops and turns. It's got a ton of horsepower. It's got a little better body style to it. Seems like we can draft a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I wish we could beat and bang a little more. We like to get a little dirty over there, playing mud like we do, but at the same time, just keep the fenders clean with this thing and a little more precision. It should be a blast.
Well, Cody, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us, though. But before you head off, any shout-outs you wish to give anyone that kind of makes it happen for you here?
Oh yeah, man, got to thank Scott Austin and Austin Designs. They do an awesome job, put us some great looking cars together. Tim Pruitt at PruittTeam.com. He makes sure we're bad fast every time we go to the racetrack. Anything we need, we just holler at Tim. And I got a special shout out to Al and his guys. They put on a great series. It's really cool to get to do something like this, and just look forward to it.
All right, Cody, thank you so much for coming here and talking to us, and hopefully we hear from you a few more times throughout this season.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
That's Cody McCauley, driver of the number 62 machine. And now we're going to take a quick step aside, take a quick break. But when we return, we're going to talk to a few more of these drivers. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the media night for the Upstate Racing League Pro Late Model Series, fueled by the Verge.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Pretty good. Who have I got here?
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaw.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as tonight we are here for the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge Media Night. And the next one on our list to get to talk to is the driver of the 36 machine, and that is none other than Mark Royer. Mark, how you doing out there tonight?
Well, we're keeping all four tires on the track and just seeing if we can figure out how to get around here.
Well, the 36 machine right now sitting 18th on the speed chart. A new car for the Upstate Racing League as we are running the super late model this season. How are you adjusting to the car?
Yeah, more it's how am I adjusting to the track. I race these cars a lot, but it's always at the shorter bull rings. I struggle at the bigger tracks.
Well, that struggle is real in any car for a driver when they get into something that they don't necessarily like. So this bigger Iowa track throwing you a curveball. But what do you think you can do next Thursday night as the opening race here for the season?
Well, we'll have a lot of practice between then and now. I got the setup here, so it's chassis all squared away. I can do some laps on my own, figure this out. I know roughly what times we're looking for, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm really glad that Al and the boys here running the show decided to go with the super late. I think it'll be a lot more entertaining, and I'm looking forward to the season.
All right, well, Mark, before we let you go and move on with the night, as tonight is all about the drivers, tell us a little bit about yourself and what iRacing means to you.
Oh, we just have a ball with iRacing. I started sim racing, gee whiz, back in 2002, back on the old Papyrus game, and I joined iRacing when they opened in 2008. I ran the first short track league here. I was the admin of it way back 2008, 10, 11, around that time frame. So I've been doing this for a while, and can't say enough about it. It's just a hell of a lot of fun. Meet a lot of great people, a lot of good sponsors, the whole bit.
All right, Mark. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us, man. We look forward to seeing you out here for another season with the Upstate Racing League. Can you tell us how many seasons you have been with the Upstate Racing League?
I think this will be my fourth. I'm not really sure, honestly.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you, that's a lot of seasons to be in a league, and so glad to see a face returning to the Upstate Racing League. We wish you luck this season, buddy.
Hey, thanks for that, and I really appreciate you guys coming by and taking the time to watch us all race.
That is Mark Royer, driver of the 36 machine, and Kelly here tonight for our next set of drivers. We have a few more to talk to, Brandon Odo and Scott Austin. Of those two, who do you want to kick off next?
Oh, flip a coin, KR. Let's see who we got.
All right, how about I let you talk to none other than Scott Austin?
That sounds perfect to me. Scott, Kelly here with the Turn 3 Race Network. You got yours on?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, Scott, another one from our rookie class. Seems like KR has given me all the rookies here tonight, but kind of a first foray into this league. And what are you kind of expecting to come from your rookie season?
You know, the approval series went really well for us, and I'm expecting more of the same. The guys that are in the league are respectful, good guys, so I know that I can race them the way that I want to be raced, and I think we'll have a good season. I think there's a lot of nice guys out here.
Well, as a rookie and as a kind of our media night is kind of pointed towards getting to know these drivers, is there anything you'd like to kind of tell people, kind of introduce yourself to our viewers and to this league?
Yeah, I actually I met Al through like a kind of a graphic design standpoint, and really it started. I used to watch his league kind of from afar when he ran the late model stocks for so many years, and kind of admired how professional and well ran of a league it was. So then I approached him in the dirt, and that's kind of how I came about. I came from super late model racing, so when he came about to change from late model stock to super late models, that kind of fits my niche, and this is where I'm at. I watching all the super late models every Friday night at my local short track, and this is what I call home, I think.
You're thinking that you're gonna kind of maybe have the advantage with the super late over the guys that are kind of making the transition from the late model stock?
Yes and no. I think maybe some of the guys that don't have as much seat time in a super late, yes, are a lot of really, really fast guys out here. I think the super late model draws in some really high quality talent. Even guys are pulling out of other leagues just to come run here. So I think the field is stout, and I think we'll see that the first couple weeks here.
Well, what's kind of your goal for this season? Like, where are you wanting to end up by the time you've finished all 16 of these races?
You know, the first half of the season, I'm really just looking to stay consistent. I think the first half of the season, there's going to be the influx of guys. There's going to be a lot of guys hungry, and I think if you can fly under the radar with top 5s, top 10s consistently, you'll end up at the end where you want to be in that top 5 spot, fighting for a championship when it's all said and done.
All right, Scott, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us. Hopefully we'll talk to you more this season, but before we let you go, we're going to give you the mic, and who do you wish to give a shout out to or thank for this, for kind of getting you out here?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to you guys first and foremost for putting on a broadcast. It's always cool to be able to go back and watch yourself run a race and kind of critique your own doings. Al Smith for putting on a great league. It's awesome to be a part of this. The dirt was a ton of fun, and I can't wait to get the super late models going. Austin Designs, it's a self-ran company doing the iRacing wraps and advertisements and stuff. And then Cody McCauley and John Ouellette are also part of the league who helped me turn practice laps, critique my driving, and so on and so forth. So looking forward to a good season. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Scott. Hopefully we'll hear from you more throughout this season when you get a few podiums under your belt. And until then, we'll see you that time.
Yep, take care, guys.
That is Scott Austin, driver of the number 5, another one of our Rookie of the Year contenders. But since I took that driver, I think that leaves Mr. Otto for you.
Actually, I'm going to move it to Ty Cole, since you called me out for doing all the rookies to you. I'm going to take over for Ty Cole. Mr. Cole, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yep, I got you.
All right, Ty, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
That car right now is sitting 16th on the speed charts here in practice at Iowa. What is going on with you in the car, and how does it feel to you?
Right now I'm just trying to figure out what the best line is, and really just trying to braking, throttle, and everything like that. As far as everything else goes, it is a little bit loose. It seems like it's bouncing up and down on the racetrack, and that's really what I'm trying to fight right now.
All right, well, that 68 machine, trying to find its groove, but tonight is all about you. It is media night presented by Austin Design. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your iRacing history, and what we can expect from you this season.
Well, I started iRacing about 5 years ago, and I've been I go in spurts. Sometimes I'm really active in it, and then other times life kind of consumes me. So that's kind of my history as far as what to expect through the season. I just want to kind of redeem myself from the approval series. I feel like the last couple races I didn't do too good and raced a little bit outside of my talent level. So I'm looking to kind of bottle that a little bit this time.
Well, Ty, iRacing definitely is something that is a good example of a game that at times you need a break from. It's a game. I'm going to catch a lot of flack from that, but whatever. And we're excited to see you here this season. Are you going to try and make every race with the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge?
I definitely will. I work at a dealership, so if I'm selling a car, then obviously I'm not going to be able to make it. But other than that, yeah, it's my goal is to every single race be there for you guys.
All right, Ty. Well, now you have a shot. You have a microphone. We don't always get to interview every single driver during the race, but as I said, tonight is all about the drivers. What shout outs, thank yous, people you'd like to mention that have helped you in your racing career?
Actually, Dylan Canova was probably one of the guys that I know the most here. He actually, my very last night of racing, lent me his starter because we had the exact same car back when we were racing in real life. And so definitely want to thank him for getting me involved in this league in particular. And as far as everybody else, definitely want to go ahead and thank Steinwin Motor Sim Sports. There's my race team. Those guys helped me out for sure with, just figuring out how to drive the car and everything like that. And obviously Dimmitt Chevrolet, my my sponsor, which is actually conveniently enough where I work as well. So definitely want to give a great thanks to them and Al and everybody at Upstate Racing putting everything together.
All right, Ty. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. Thank you for joining this session, and we look forward to watching you all season long.
I appreciate it, guys.
That was Ty Cole giving us a quick word. And Kelly, I'm going to let you talk to Brandon Odo.
Got caught up here with Brandon. Brandon, you got yours on?
Yeah, absolutely. Got you guys.
Perfect. Well, Brandon, it's been a while since we've seen you in this league. I think the last time was in 2016, and there's been kind of a lot of changes since then, even a lot of changes coming into this season. What's kind of your impression of the changes that have been made to this league since you've last been here?
Well, the last time I raced with these guys, we were still racing the regular limited late models. So jumping to a whole different car, the super late model is definitely going to be a lot more interesting, a lot more horsepower, a lot less control over the car. So it's going to be a lot more interesting seeing how these guys hold up with a little bit more power. I know I'm definitely excited about all the changes. There's a few new racetracks. I particularly love the short track, so I'm happy to see a lot more of the short tracks, such as like Myrtle Beach, being added to the schedule. So lots of big changes, but I think they're all positive changes, and I'm really excited for the season.
Well, you said there's a couple of tracks that you're happy to see make their kind of return or debut for you onto the list. Is there any track that kind of sticks out to you that you're really looking forward to this season?
Well, absolutely. Langley Speedway. I've never lost a race there with Upstate Racing, so we're looking to continue that and just kind of, moving forward, keeping that track to ourselves here. So I'd like to see how we hold up with the super late model at that track.
All right, well, we'll be waiting a little while. That's kind of the finale of the regular season, and hopefully you're going to be kind of in a good position coming into that race. But speaking of position, what's kind of your goals for this season?
Well, the goals, it's like any of the other seasons. We want to go out there and we want to get wins, and we definitely want to contend for that championship. I know, especially with these new cars, there's a lot of guys that I remember all these guys' names from a few years ago, and they're all getting faster. They're all getting a lot better. I know I'm going to have a lot more competition compared to it was really just me and Justin Fuller and a few other guys that were contending for wins way back when. But I know now it's going to be between 10, 15 people every race. So I'm really excited for that.
Well, Brandon, one of the changes we've made coming into this season is moving to this new heat racing format. And I don't know how much heat racing you have done, but what's kind of your thoughts on this format?
I really like the heat racing format. I mean, in real life, when we're racing, that's how you qualify, and that's how it's done. Moving away from standard one-car qualifying to heat, it's going to give you a little bit more of an idea who's good on an actual run rather than who can just hot lap the car. And I think that's going to be a benefit to almost all the drivers out here. It's going to provide some great racing. I just think it's an all-around positive change for sure.
All right, Brandon, we're going to give you the spotlight for a few moments here. And who do you kind of wish to give a shout out to or to wish to thank for kind of getting you set up for this season?
Gotta give a big shout out to iRacing Memes, iRacing Memes Facebook page. If you guys go over and like that, it's facebook.com/IRMEMES. They're back on board for a primary sponsor this year. We got a couple more sponsors lined up for this year. I won't give those away quite yet, but they know who they are, and definitely got to give a shout out to everybody watching. I know there's going to be a lot of my fans out there watching this year, so if they're watching right now, thanks for the support. And just thanks to Al Smith for continuing this great league. I can't wait to see how this goes, and it's really great to be back with these guys.
All right, Brandon, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us, and hopefully we hear from you again, maybe even later this week.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
That's Brandon Otto, driver in the number 24, a former champion making his return this season. So, KR, what do we got next on the list here?
I have queued up none other than our Rookie of the Year sponsor, and that is Brian Rogers Jr., piloting the 12 machine. Brian, you got your ears on, bud? We'll give Brian a few more seconds, see if he can get a word in with the 12 machine. Brian, you got a copy? Maybe he can't hear us. That's all right. We'll see if we can't get someone else in. But let's take this moment while we wait for Brian. And Kelly, what can we expect out of people this year in this new car, being the super late model versus the pro late model from last season?
Well, these guys have kind of mentioned it's a lot more horsepower, and that does make a difference to the car. These guys are looking to maybe capitalize a lot more on drivers making mistakes, and at the same time, you've got that horsepower to kind of help with your own mistakes. With the old car is such a momentum-based car, but now you can just kind of get on the throttle and power out of those corners. But at the same time, with that extra power, you're putting some extra wear on the tires. And one thing with this league is the tires you start with are the tires you finish with. So I think the tire conservation, as much as it's already been kind of a topic in this league, I think it's going to be a kind of an even bigger thing.
I can tell you, when I drove the super late model, the first season was the only season I got to race in it. And when I started out, I was driving it hard. I'd get into the corner, get on the brakes, and I was driving in deep and was slow. But then someone told me you need to drive it as if it was a pavement sprint car, and all of a sudden I found a whole lot of time. So I'm wondering if there's a few other drivers maybe who know how to drive the pavement sprint car and will be able to parlay that into this season. But watching this Upstate Racing League fueled by Verge come into the super late model, I kind of wish I was out there with them instead of in the broadcast booth this season.
Oh, you're not leaving me up here all alone. I need someone to at least help me through all this. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what these guys can do in this new car. I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's gotten stale with the old format, but it was kind of the same thing year after year. But Al was always trying to find a way to make things new, exciting, and different. And coming up with the new car and the new heat format is really going to shake things up. Especially that heat format. I think the heat qualifying over the time trial qualifying is probably a bigger shakeup to this league than the whole new car. Because one of the things we saw in previous years is, everyone gets that single car run, and whoever's going to be the fast guy kind of just stays up front and takes off up front. But now we've got the random heat qualifying, so not only are these guys going to be put into heat races, they're going to be completely scrambled up. So maybe some of those really fast guys are going to be having to start in the back, towards the back, because they just kind of drew a strong heat. So it's really going to shake up the starting order and shake up the races themselves, especially since a lot of these tracks are so difficult to pass at.
Well, we can speculate all we want, but the season hasn't even started yet. So, guys, we're going to step away for just a moment. We're going to reset, bring you a few more drivers. No one go anywhere as we take a moment to learn more about Verge and what cryptocurrency is.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge. We are here for the Austin Designs Media Night. We have just a few more drivers to talk to, and I'll tell you what, we've saved the best for last, as we're going to talk to some spectacular people. One of those being the 81 machine of Jimmy McIntyre. And Kelly, take this one away.
And I'm here with the driver of the number 81, Mr. McIntyre, Jimmy here. So what's kind of your expectations going into this? We've kind of had this long build-up in the offseason, a lot of big changes, a lot of new names and big names, returning names. What is kind of your expectation for this huge season?
Well, I think she's going to be wild this season. I mean, we got a lot of new stuff implemented in with the heat races. We got a lot of good drivers coming back, a lot of new names to the season. So I think it's just going to be a blast. I mean, it's going to be a hard competition for sure.
Well, last season you ended up 15th in points. What's kind of your goal for this season?
Mainly, just do the best we can. Ultimately, the goal here in this league is just to have fun. I mean, we got a lot of great guys. I mean, of course, you want to have the competitiveness of it. But, I mean, ultimately, we're just here to have fun, have a good time, put on a good show.
We've been talking a lot tonight about how long this offseason was. It was especially long for me. This is one of the leagues that I look forward to every year, really the only league that I commentate on now. But what is something that you kind of maybe did during this offseason to help prepare you for this season?
Honestly, it's more seat time. We've been racing with the Racing for a Cause League on the off-season for the Upstate, and just really the seat time. I mean, the more seat time you can have in these cars, the more you can learn. It just makes it so much easier.
All right, we've got ourselves a 16-race season with on 15 different tracks. Out of those 15 tracks, what's kind of the track that you kind of look forward to the most? And what track maybe are you not looking forward to?
Well, definitely the one not to is Southern National. For some reason, I can never finish good there. That's my nemesis of a track. I hate that track. But really, all of them. I love short track racing. Oxford's one of my favorites. Langley. Really, I like them all.
And if there's maybe one thing you could kind of say to the fans of the league, maybe those that are coming in for the first time, that could kind of describe or kind of set up this league, what would you say to those people?
I mean, this league's great. I mean, we got a lot of good guys. biggest thing is first couple of races, everybody's antsy. The new guys not being familiar with who's around them. I would say just try to take it easy a little bit. Try to learn everybody's driving styles. But ultimately, this league's great. I mean, we put on a great show. Al does an amazing job. All the admins do a great job. You guys with the broadcast, it's just, I look forward to the start of this season every day.
Well, Jimmy, I do want to ask you, as a returning member to the Upstate Racing League, a little bit about the car change as we have gone to the super late model this year. What can you tell us how this car is different from this season to last season?
Honestly, I love that we switched to the super late model than the late model. The late model, it seemed like it was more of a momentum-based car. With these, with the added horsepower, you can set up your passes better with people. That's another one of the things that it could hurt you or make you good on these long races, with the added power for the ones that kind of are over-aggressive on the start of the race and they burn their tires up. Us guys that kind of watch it and monitor our tires a little bit better will help us in the longer duration, which it adds another aspect to the racing. So like I say, this season with the heats and then with the new car, I think it's going to be great racing this season.
All right, Jimmy. Well, tonight is all about the drivers and what they have to offer for Upstate Racing League and for us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We look forward to this season, but before we let you go, any shout outs, thank yous, people you need to address that have made this possible for you to be here in the Upstate Racing League, fueled by Verge.
Well, KR, as you can see, I'm still under Smith Racing in my Mustang powered car, so I gotta thank Al for giving me the ride opportunity, I suppose, even though I still can't manage to beat him to get out of my oval. But everybody that's on our team, we help each other out, kind of give each other pointers. We got a new sponsor on the car this year, powered by Zamago. We got our old ones coming back again, helping us out. Eddie's Meat Market, my place of work, my wife's business, Beth's Colorful Creations, where she helps us out for our banquet, Sweet Tooth, gets us all on a sugar buzz so we can act like complete crazy men all night. Yeah, that's you guys again for coming on board. Looking forward to listening to the broadcasts. That's about it.
All right, Jimmy. Well, thank you very much for talking to us here tonight, and we look forward to this season. And one quick question: are you going to win tonight? Not tonight. Are you going to win any races this season?
If I do, yeah, I mean, I would be completely ecstatic. I don't consider myself a front runner by any means, and I mean, I'm happy with the mid pack. I mean, I got my certain guys that I like to race around, and we kind of race amongst each other. And if we can outdo one another, we're happy. It's a win to us. So, I mean, yeah, of course, if we can get a win, I'll be ecstatic. But I'm not seeing it. We got a lot of great guys. Some fierce competition this season. It's going to be, for lack of better terms, a hell of a show.
All right, Mr. McIntyre, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and we look forward to this season, man. And wow, what a night this has been, and thank you for sticking around as long as you have.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Kelly, we have one driver left to get to talk to. We have saved, well, I don't know if I should say we've saved the best for last, but we would
if you're talking in driving skill, probably not.
Hey, I didn't say that about him, but you did.
I know that's what you were kind of getting at, though.
But you know, tonight and everything that has gone on, would not be possible without the efforts of this individual. It is the owner of the Upstate Racing League. He gets out in the car. He always puts on a smile, has never been a disappointment. And I'll tell you what, this 96 machine piloted by Al Smith Jr. Kelly, I don't know what more could be said about this guy.
Oh, I don't know. We could keep going if we want to try to maybe butter him up a little bit, but we should probably get right into it. Al, thank you for coming out and talking to us. We always appreciate what you do for us and how you help us out. I know a lot of people probably don't see this because it's going to be a behind-the-scenes things, but Al is always going to make up a kind of an info sheet for us, makes our lives a lot easier here in the booth. And Al, coming into this season, there's been a lot of changes with the new car, the new format. What was kind of the thought process and kind of the decision-making process behind those two huge changes?
I'm only here so I don't get fined. So, last season we were with the old late model stock, and I think it was about 2 seasons ago. I really had put a lot of thought and effort into going to the super late model, just because it seems to get a little bit more R&D on the sim now than what the late model stock did. So we did that a couple of years ago, and it wasn't really quite what we thought would make for good racing at the time, and so we stuck it out for 8 seasons with the late model stock. And I'm sad, and I know a few other guys out here are sad that we kind of put the car cover on that car for now and have gone to the super late model, but it wasn't an easy. We have a really good relationship with Racing for a Cause, ran by Andy Lambert, and they did a spring season with the super late models to change it up a little bit, and that went really well. So we were like, okay, and it's always been on the back of my mind that, super late model, it looks cool, it sounds cool, it's got a little bit more horsepower, a little bit wider, and so far through preseason, it's put on some really good shows.
Yeah, we've had some fantastic shows in that old late model car, and it will be missed, but I'm definitely looking forward to the what the super late model can do. And another thing we've kind of talked about off and on throughout the night is the heat racing format that we're kind of bringing in instead of the old single car qualifying. So what was kind of the reason for switching over to that?
We just something new. Figured with the super late model, come there, and then we have our title sponsor, Fueled by Verge, and figured why not just throw a whole new kitchen setup at the league and see what works. And with that, it's just it's not about who sets the fast time. It's all completely random. I don't know where you're going to start for your heat races, so you're going to have some weeks you get bad draws, just like you would at a local short track, and some weeks you're going to have good draws, and it'll make an easy night. But we got 42 guys signed up so far for the super late model series, and it should be pretty competitive. But yeah, with going to the heats, it's just something a little bit different. It gives everybody a little bit more track time, and with iRacing giving us the heat race format over the last year or so, figured it was time to start implementing it and give the guys some more track time. Give you guys a little bit more excitement up there in that booth.
Well,
okay. Yeah, I was trying to pass it over to you, KR. I was trying to give you a bit of an introduction.
Well, Al, I'll tell you, we have been here for the media night, and as always, it is something unique that Upstate Racing League does. And Al, I got to do this for you, man. I like to do it in my broadcasts, but this one's for you. So, what can you tell us about this season? What are some things you are looking forward to, not only as a league owner, but also as a driver out here with the Upstate Racing League?
I think I'm really looking forward to some new tracks. Going to the super late model, it's really opened us up to race number 2, which will be next week. We're headed to Milwaukee. First time we've gone there. It's a mile track, kind of like New Hampshire, but part of our Western swing where we start the season out. We start the season out here at Iowa, then we head out to Milwaukee before the Thanksgiving break. So looking forward to racing Milwaukee. We ran that in our approval series, and I did put on really good racing. It's a very unique track. It doesn't race like anything else out there. Looking forward to going to Phoenix. First time we're going to be at Phoenix, so that'll be exciting. Just going back to Richmond, and we have former champions Justin Fuller and Brandon Odo back with us, along with some new characters to the cast, and a lot of returning guys. Really can't say enough about the support that we have here at the Upstate Racing League. It's just gonna be, I guess, there's a lot of unknowns. I think the heat racing is gonna really jumble up the starting field. I still think by the time you get at the end of the race, the fast guys will still get to the front. But it's gonna put on a show getting there, especially say, you get an AJ Hamill, a Justin McDuff, Brian Hacker, Justin Fuller, Brandon Odo, the guys that are fast. And I know that I'm missing quite a few other guys that are fast, and not doing it on purpose. But just watching them come through the field is going to put on a show for not only us, as drivers and whatnot, but it's just put on a show for you guys on in the booth, and keep you on your toes up there, KR.
Well, you can keep me on my toes all you want with that 96 machine. We've seen it time and time again out here, but a question from the peanut gallery is, are you gonna win a race this year?
Well, I hope so. This is our 9th season, and I've yet to win a Pro Series race. But the competition is going to be really, really, really stiff. I did not expect to be sitting 9th right now during practice here tonight at Iowa. So I say the chances are good, especially, you never know. You get a good draw one night and Lady Luck's on your side, and maybe we can hang on there for a victory. But I would say I'll put money on that we get a heat race win at least.
Well, Al, tonight is all about the drivers and media night. Me and Kelly have had an awesome time in the booth doing nothing but talking to the drivers. And so with that being said, since it is about the drivers, tell us a little bit about your iRacing history and what has brought you some joy in iRacing.
Well, let's see, I've probably been on the sim for now 5 years or so, and just putting it, it's gonna sound sick and twisted, but putting in all the work and effort during the off season. Like, we only run one big series a year, so making it the best that it can be for our racers, and having some cool prizes, like the champion gets a replica diecast car for the car that they've raced all season long. So a lot of guys really look forward and want that. But it's all the little working pieces and the friendships and the connections and all that really make it what it is. We do racing. It's a good time and frustration and the whole 9 yards that real racing can bring you. But at the same time, it's there's a lot of fun with it as well.
Well, Al, I'm going to let Kelly talk to you a little bit here, because I think Kelly has a few more questions for you. But I'll tell you, I'm excited to kick this off this coming Thursday here at Iowa, the season opener. But Kelly, before we let Al go, we'll let you take the floor with him.
I got a couple more questions about kind of behind the scenes stuff. When you're coming up with a schedule for this league, what kind of are you looking at and kind of keeping in mind when you set all up this season?
Yeah, so when I sit down with our admins and our driver council, we always start here at Iowa. It seems to really fit the league, and it's a fast track, but it's also got some rooms, and we feel it's very important when you get a new group of guys together that are racing for the first time. We ran our approval series, but then you got some guys that don't run it, that don't have to, or are veterans and stuff like that don't run an approval. They show up for our pro series, which is totally fine, and so it kind of allows guys to get used to running around each other. And I take it to the extreme a little bit and make a swing per se. So we have like a western swing, which we start off with Iowa in the Midwest, I guess you'd call it Midwest, Central America, and then we go out to Milwaukee, just our north of Milwaukee, and then out to Irwindale and the Bull Ring at Las Vegas. So we kind of do that, just kind of try to make it a little bit realistic as far as like how logistics would work for the race teams and just kind of that kind of stuff, Kelly. It's pick tracks that historically have been good races for us and have put on good shows, and maybe stay away from some of the tracks that necessarily aren't the best show, or say we had a lot of yellows one year at this one track or whatever it could be, and we're like, all right, well, we'll take a year off of that track, and then we'll try it again, next time in a year or so. We have some tracks that we rotate in and out, like Richmond, and schedule this year, and so kind of like that behind the scenes. It's just it's kind of keep it fresh, so that way it doesn't get stale, I guess.
Well, before we kind of wrap things up here, Al, is there maybe anything you've kind of got in your back pocket, maybe any secrets you maybe want to kind of give us a hint at for maybe things that are coming to this league?
Well, this is our 9th season. Next year is going to be our 10th anniversary, which already in the planning stages for that, and trying to make it probably one of the biggest season to date for next season. So got some details that we're ironing out for that, but we got to get through season 9, and then we have our second series for dirt coming up in April this year. We're going to run that from April till July, beginning of August sometime. Kind of a summer month on the dirt with the late models, fixed setup, and got a pretty cool challenge that Coach's Corner has put up a $100 bonus if a driver can win both championships on the asphalt and the dirt in the same year. So I think we got quite a few guys that are candidates for that, so that'll be fun to see what's going to happen there. But got a lot of big fields, and only 30 starting spots on Thursday and 26 when we get to the short tracks. So it's going to be pulling teeth to get into the field. I feel that the field is probably the stoutest it's been in our competition history. So just really proud of all the work behind the scenes that our admins and driver councils and all of our partners. I can't, wouldn't be done without all of our partners, and just really appreciative of everything to make this league, and can't thank the drivers enough for making Thursday night, making the Upstate Racing League their Thursday night home. So I really appreciate everything that the drivers do for us, as well as hopefully we put on a good show and do everything we can for them.
Well, KR, do we have any more questions, or maybe even just some smart comments for Al?
Oh, the smart comments, I got plenty of those. But Al, man, thank you so much for allowing Turn 3 Racing Network to return for its second season with the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge. And I look forward to this coming Thursday night. I hope our fans are excited. And I'll tell you, the work that goes on behind the scenes, Al, we work so close together to put on such a great show. The time, the effort that you put into everything, man, I thank you for that. And I really hope that this season is something you can be proud of. Kelly and myself, we look forward to Thursday night and everything that entails, man. And I'm ready to go racing right now.
Yeah, it's well, we appreciate what you guys do for us up in the booth. So it really does. It's cool for us because we only get to see bits and pieces of the race so that we're near, so we can go back and watch it and see what's going on, and it makes it a good time. So we really appreciate what you guys do. But yeah, after running some pit parties and packs tonight, I think the racing's gonna be pretty wild on Thursday. I think we're gonna see a lot of 2-wide racing. Maybe not so much early in the race, but as we get later in the runs and tires fade and all that stuff, it's gonna be a matter of who saves the tires. It's 109 laps for the Fueled by Verge season kickoff here on Thursday night. So I'm really looking forward to it. It should be a really good show, I think.
All right. Well, thank you, Al, for sticking around and talking to us as we see you're pitted next to your buddy Jimmy. Got a little shot of Andy Lambert there. Andy not able to talk to us tonight, but we look forward to all the returning cast for this coming season. And Al, before we let you go, any people you need to draw attention to, and as the league owner, what all needs to be said?
I just gotta really thank all of our partners, especially our title sponsor, Fueled by Verge, Verge Currency. Check them out. They came on board and have a lot of excitement, and really proud to be part of their family and help them out as they help us out, and we're growing together. It's pretty cool what they got going on, and they keep growing, and to see the growth with them and the growth of the league, it's very fulfilling, I guess the best way to say it. Whatnot. I really thank them. I thank all of our partners. Bren Rogers sponsoring the Rookie of the Year this season again. Arts Barbershop, Coach's Corner, Zamango, Eddie's Meat Market, Race Replicas by Kenny Johnson. They make our diecast for the champions, and some of the imagery is on our website. Carpenter's Tax Service, Beth's Colorful Creations on pitroad.com for all of your up-to-date racing news, and I can't thank them enough. Austin Designs, gotta thank them for sponsoring tonight's media night. Rumar Vinyl and Graphics, Hanson Starter Shop, Racing Designs, Rolls Photography, Shuni's Market, just everybody that makes it possible. I know I'm missing a few, and I'm sorry, but it's just makes it able to get done what we get done and put on for the drivers and everything like that. So really, just gotta thank them all, and my personal sponsors, Fueled by Verge and Mansfield Orthodontics and Coach's Corner. Everybody here and everybody at Smith Racing Inc. So it should be pretty good. So I really appreciate everybody.
Well, Al, before we let you go, we do have a special introduction here at the last minute. None other than the Peanut Gallery himself. That is Roger Muth, who was with us last season, unable to join us this season, but I think he has a few questions for you before we let you go.
All right. How you doing, Roger?
Well, Al, we're doing pretty good here, my friend. Unfortunately, like KR said, not going to be able to be up here in the booth with Kelly, KR, and all the other guys out there on track watching. But the Peanut Gallery question did come from me, so I figured I'd stop in here and just let you know who it was. I won't be able to be up here calling the races with you guys this year, but I will definitely always be out there tuning in, cheering on all these drivers other than you.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I hope I do you proud.
Well, you're doing us proud here over at the Turn 3 Racing Network, bringing over the Verge Late Model Pro Series, so it's going to be a great season here.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it, and if you come back to the banquet, you can pick up the bar tab again.
Well, don't worry, Al. I will be there because we know KR, unfortunately, won't be coming. It's just KR. He doesn't like to show his face, but I will definitely be there for the second year in a row at the end of the season. But once again, Al, have a good year here with the Upstate guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Roger, and good luck to you. I know you got other things going on, and really appreciate everything. And look forward to the banquet. Seeing you there. Keep you informed. Maybe we'll tell you the wrong weekend now.
Well, don't worry, I'll still be able to figure it out just a couple hour drive away. But KR, back to you guys up there in the booth with Kelly.
All right, thank you, Roger. And yes, I do have a face for radio, but that's another conversation for a different time. So, Al, once again, thank you for having us out here. And Kelly, what more can be said?
I don't know if we can talk too much more to Al. We've already spent a lot of time talking to him, so we'll let him get on his way. And as I've been saying, I'm really looking forward to this season. I always look forward to this league. If you haven't been with us before to watch these guys race, I would compare this league to basically the Peak series. These are some of the best short track drivers on iRacing. They put on a great show week in and week out. And not only is it some good racing, it's very clean racing. I think the most cautions we had in a race last season, I think was 3 at Oxford Plains. Most races we had maybe 1 caution, and there was a lot of races where we just went flag to flag. So fantastic drivers, very skilled drivers, very clean drivers, and I'm hoping that kind of continues on with our new car here.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap it up for our Austin Designs Media Night. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate all the interactions on YouTube chat, and we look forward to this season kicking off Thursday night right here at Iowa. If you haven't done so yet at the Turn 3 Racing Network, make sure you give this a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, so that you know when the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge is gonna come at you and fill your eye holes with great racing action. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to joining you once again on Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Worked well together last year, hoping we can put on some great shows this year, and I'm hoping that us in the booth can kind of match the on-track action.
All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, remember, join us this coming Thursday, right around 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. We'll be live here at Iowa. Once again, guys, have a good night, and we look forward to a long season with the Upstate Racing League, fueled by Verge.
I remember what it was like to have nothing, to wonder when my next meal would be. A lot has changed since then, but no matter what my accomplishments, I always remember where I came from. Jinky and I have always felt like it was our duty and have done our best to give back. But we want to do even more. We want to build more homes, build hospitals, provide scholarship, and expand our efforts into other countries. We don't want to just give people money. We want to give them a better life. That is why we're recruiting you to come alongside and change lives, one investment at a time. There is strength in numbers, and we can do so much more with your help. Think about the difference we can make if everyone does something. Join us as we strive to fight for those less fortunate and spread hope around the world. Thank you.